You are Locked On Rockets Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Houston on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh, what do you know? It's another night, and it's another win for the Houston Rockets, who have extended their season-high winning streak to a whopping 8 games as they take down the Orlando Magic tonight on the road as the good times keep rolling, and the team continues to creep closer and closer to securing one of the top seeds in the Western Conference with the way that they've been playing down the stretch and continuing the trend of beating the teams that they absolutely have to beat on a nightly basis. It continues tonight again in Orlando, taking care of your business all night long. Lots of guys step up. The starting lineup tonight, overall fantastic. The two big lineup features again. We'll talk about that a little bit. Is that the secret weapon for this team now moving forward? So much to get to here on the Locked On Rockets Postcast tonight. We appreciate you being here for all of it. I, of course, am your host, Michael Connor. If you're new to our channel tonight, make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you're watching later on. Also, hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you come back and join us whenever. Tonight's episode brought to you by Prizepicks. Download the app and use code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prizepicks, run your game. So tonight for the Rockets, a lot to get into, as I mentioned, including what, well, you're going to be talking about from this one.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Overall, what you're going to be talking about from this one is that the Rockets came out and looked a little sluggish. All right, sure. But they ended up just doing their thing. They rode the waves. And their starting lineup tonight was fantastic. Dylan Brooks, 15 points. Tari Easton, 16 points. Alpi, 22 points, 12 rebounds. 26 points for Jalen Green and 19 points for Fred VanVleet. Sure, he was abysmal shooting the ball tonight, but still. The Rockets starters came out and did their thing. I really thought that the entire effort from this team tonight was what you like to see. Like, this is something that I watch on a nightly basis, like all of you, is that, you know, this is a team that is without one of its key pieces in Amin Thompson. They've been without key pieces for an extended period of time now. They keep getting tested without those key pieces, and they keep passing the test. You know, I don't know exactly how to judge things right now with this team, given that, again, they've played a lot of teams that are bad in recent weeks. I can't penalize them for winning those games because what do you do as a good team? You beat those teams. You know, for me, like, I'm trying to relate this to something that's similar of what we've watched. You know, I think about, because it's the most recent run of success that we've seen from our franchise in the city with what the Astros have done for years. They've just beating the you-know-what out of bad teams. And that's what you're supposed to do. That's what makes you great. You take care of your business on the nights that you're supposed to take care of your business. And the Astros do that all the time. And that's what we're watching the Rockets now do. And I think that is, you know, more and more reason for me to believe that, yeah, this is, excuse me, knock over my microphone here. That is more and more reason to think that, yes, this is something that is, you know, very real for this basketball team in terms of what they're going out there and doing on a nightly basis. And they can get to the playoffs and really make some noise based off of what I've seen. And, you know, you hopefully get that key piece in Amin Thompson back, make you even more lethal, and let's go. A lot of good stuff with this basketball team. And one of the good things that's come out of recent play for this team has been the going big on teams. You know, one of the ways to beat the Rockets, and we've seen a lot of teams do this season, is play a zone. And Orlando featured it some tonight, even with the two bigs out there. But a great way to crush that is to have a lot of size inside and to create a lot of mismatches. And you do those things, and what do you know? You start breaking it up. You know, to an extent, the two big lineup In the past, we've seen it with Rockets teams. Think about years ago when the Rockets ran out Dwight Howard and Omer Asik at the same time. That was a little bit more gimmicky than anything else. Because Alpi is not like he's a center, but he's more than capable of being the 4. He doesn't have the foot quickness of a typical 4 in today's basketball, and he doesn't have the outside range of a typical 4, like to the three-point line. But he can play it in spurts. And really what we've seen, it's been interesting to see how teams counteract that come playoff time. This is kind of one of their secret weapons right now. It makes them monsters on the glass. They're already monsters on the glass as a team because they just are relentless when it comes to getting the boards. And if they keep doing this consistently, when they run this lineup out there, I think you're going to see more and more of it. When you have a lineup out there at times where it's Jabari and Dylan and Steven Adams and Alperen Şengün, I mean, good luck getting to the rim, basically. Good luck getting into the glass. Good luck. Good luck. They're basically daring you to do it. So the other teams are going to have to beat them from the outside. That's how it's going to have to happen. Just a lot of really great things that you see out of it. And I was a little skeptical of doing it a lot. Again, I think that to an extent it can be gimmicky for some teams. I don't think that they did this out of gimmick at all. They gave it a run one night, and it was like, oh, this works. Well, let's try that again. Continues to work. Okay, maybe we should keep trying it. They're not going to get crazy with it. They're not going to do anything stupid with it. We all know that. But they found a little something that's helping them out. And again, it doesn't hurt to play bad basketball teams. Orlando, yikes. They cannot shoot a basketball. Rockets improved tonight, by the way, 45 and 25 on the season. I did not update, or I did not refresh my page there, my standings page. 45 and 25 now on the season. They are the 2 seed in the Western Conference. At this very moment, they would play, I don't even want to pretend to know. I mean, whoever's coming out of the play-in, they play one of those teams in the play-in. Whoever ends up coming out of it, they play the higher seed of the 2 and the lower seed. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know how the play-in works because I've not watched much of the play-in. The Rockets haven't been involved, and I've not invested myself into it yet. And I'm not going to have to this year because the Rockets aren't going to be in the play-in. The Rockets are going to be the 2, 3, or 4, or the 5, or the 6. They're not going to be the 6. I think looking at the schedule ahead, I'm just going to go ahead and let's run through it real quick. I'm going to pencil them in I'll give them a loss in Miami. I'll say the losing streak ends in Miami. No, you know what? They've got some beef from the last time they played Miami. They're going to win in Miami. They play Denver at home. Ooh, they'll win. They'll beat Atlanta. So I have this winning streak now getting to, God, I'm such a homer, 9, 10, 11 games. Make it 12 because they'll play at Utah. They'll lose at Phoenix. We'll give them that loss. Then they'll play the Lakers. They're going to lose. They're going to split those 2 games. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a homer. I'm admitting I'm in a total homer mode right now. 5, 6, because they play Utah again. We'll see if Oklahoma City plays anybody. I'd give them that one because they might not be. 7. At Golden State, they'll lose. At the Clippers, they'll win. That's 8. At the Lakers, lose. 9. Whatever. I've lost count now. 1. This is great programming. If you ever wanted to hear somebody try to count live on a show, you've come to the right place, as he is not doing a good job of it. I'm going to say they end up winning at least 6 more games. How about that? 6 to 7 more games. 6 to 8 more games. Oh, my God. Just pick a number. 8 more wins. They're going to end up the 2 seed. If they pull off what I think they're going to pull off, they'll end up the 2 seed in the Western Conference. And everything will be great. Who is the guy that takes home the honor for being the best tonight? I'll tell you here in just a brief moment on the Locked On Rockets Postcast. When it comes to grocery shopping and meal planning, I've had this ongoing problem. I just don't have the time. Between work, life, and trying to eat healthier, I was constantly feeling stressed out. I'd go to the grocery store, buy things I didn't need, and then end up with no time to actually cook. And sticking to my health goals, it was a struggle too. But everything's changed when I discovered Hungryroot. Honestly, it's been a game changer. It's the easiest way to eat healthy without all the stress. With Hungryroot, it's like having a personal shopper and a nutritionist all in one. They take care of my grocery shopping, recommending meals and groceries based on my taste and health goals, from anti-inflammatory to high protein and gluten-free options. And the best part, every meal is ready in 15 minutes or less. I'm talking quick, healthy meals that actually taste great, all delivered straight to my door. It's been a huge time saver and has made healthy eating so much simpler. You're going to love Hungryroot as much as I do. For a limited period of time, get 40% off your first box and a free item in every box for life. Right, for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA and use code LockedOnNBA. That's hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA. Code LockedOnNBA to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. Hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA. Code LockedOnNBA. Don't miss out. One more reminder before we get back to our Rockets discussion tonight after the win over the Orlando Magic. Those poor Magic. They've just been getting beaten by the Rockets since 1995. I had to think about it for a second. That was 94-95 season. Basketball season's heating up, and there's no better way to get in on the action than with Prizepicks, the best place for daily fantasy sports. With Prizepicks, you just pick more or less on at least 2-player projections for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. It's easy to use, available in over 30 states, and lets you mix and match projections across different sports. This week, it's looking good on Prizepicks because it makes it simple. You can set your lineup in less than 60 seconds and stay engaged in all game long. When you win, your money hits your account in just as little as 15 minutes. There's no waiting around. And every Tuesday, that's coming up next Tuesday, Prizepicks discounts players' projections up to 25%, giving even more value to your lineup. Download the app today and use code LockedOnNBA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LockedOnNBA for $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prizepicks, run your game. Locked On Rockets Postcast here tonight after the easy victory over the it was easy in the second half overall. I know that they let the Magic back into the game there a little bit there late. 116-108. This, by the way, is your Locked On Rockets Postcast, like I mentioned. This is the show that is live right after the Rockets game ends. If you are listening to this on the Locked On Rockets audio feed, hello. I'm your host, Michael Connor. Jackson Gatlin hosts the Daily Rockets podcast. We appreciate his work as well. Go check out everything from Jackson and the Locked On Rockets podcast. So the Rockets tonight, I mentioned it earlier in the show, had a lot of guys showing up and showing out, but the question is, who takes home the award for them?
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I have plenty of options, like I mentioned. I have Dylan Brooks, who had 15. I have Tari Eason, who had 16. I got Alpi, who had 22 and 12. Jalen Green had 26. Fred VanVleet had 19. Jabari off the bench had 13. And those are my candidates. Sorry, Steven Adams. Felt bad for Steven Adams, too. Dude went 2 for 2 at the free throw line, and Jabari Smith had a free throw lane or a lane violation on the second free throw attempt, and it didn't count. The man struggles enough with his free throws. You just cost him a free throw. But tonight, I will give the award to Tari Eason. I really think that you look at kind of how the game turned and changed. Tari was a big driver of that in the second half. 16 points, and he was in the mix on everything. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Also had 5 steals in the basketball game. That's pretty spectacular. 7 of 10 from the field, The only disappointing thing, did not knock down a three. He was 0 for 2 from the three-point line and was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And the Rockets are actually really good tonight shooting the free throw. Please repeat that. There's so many nights on here I come on and be like, hey, if they just hit 5 more free throws, think about how much easier this game is. Tonight, 29 of 32 is a team. Sign me up for more of those nights, please. I'm going to go ahead and guess they probably won't have any of those when they play the Clippers here in a few weeks in Los Angeles. So Tari Eason, our player of the game tonight on the Locked On Rockets Postcast. The Rockets will look to continue this awesome winning streak, which again sits at 8 games thanks to the win tonight over the Magic. They're going to stay on the road. They stay in the state of Florida. They'll head down to near where the Astros are. They're going to head down to Miami South Beach for Friday night's matchup against the Heat. And as I mentioned, they got a little bit of payback to get for the last time that they saw this team and the antics of one Tyler Hero. I would imagine things might be a little tense in that one because you know Ime Udoka is going to make sure his team remembers that, and you know that those guys do remember that, and that those guys are going to come out and make some sort of statement about what happened last time, and I am very much looking forward to all of it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday night. We'll talk again Friday night after Rockets and Heat on the Locked On Rockets